Alright guys, back with another video. So this one is an impromptu one. Just discovered this particular live stream, Hannah Reloaded. This is a live stream that she did, 4 hours live stream on the meme stock Meltdown, right? Of course, you could read the title there. I will link this live stream to you if you want to kind of sit through that. Now, let me start off by saying, yes, I am biased in a sense that I own GameStop, right? And I don't own any Bed Bath & Beyond. I used to own it. And of course, like, I understand why people kind of conflate the two, right? Because they don't know the whole story. And I don't blame them, obviously, because they have their own biases as well. So I have my bias and she has her bias because she doesn't care about GameStop, she doesn't care about Bed Bath & Beyond and all that stuff, right? So that's neither here nor there. I'm just gonna focus on GameStop portion of it. She's gonna go into Bed Bath & Beyond, but I don't know how long this is gonna be, so let's get to it. Let's see, I'm gonna do a 1.5 because again, I'm slow myself. I want to kind of speed this whole process up. I'm gonna do the no edit, no cut thing, so bear with me. All right, let's start.
And we did the movie thing for subathon rewards, which we still have subathon rewards coming up. Next Wednesday, I believe, is going to be the Quantum Grammar Seminar, and next Friday is Anime Day, so mark your calendars if you want to be there for those things. But today we're just doing kind of a classic normal Hannah stream where I look at weirdos on the internet and talk about them and the things they believe. So let's do that, shall we? We're going to look at the BBBY people, of course, but I also wanted to look at some of the GameStop people because, you know, GameStop, not doing great these days either. It's still heavily overpriced. However, it is going down. Let me show you the price. So it's down to $13.87, which is still way higher than it should be. Like, it should really probably be down to, like, $2?
$2. Did you just say $2? What the hell? Okay, let's
maybe $3 max, but even that's heavily inflated.
Okay, $3.
Let's say $3. I'll be generous, and right now it's
$3.
So it's
okay. So this person obviously do not know what's going on in GameStop. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Now she did talk about like a little bit more later on her live stream, but let's address that whole overvalue thing, right? So how do you evaluate the company? Like, let's say straight up cash, right? Let's just do cash alone. Well, how about shareholder equity? Does that mean anything when you have positive shareholder equity? Just that shareholder equity alone. What do you get? 4.16. $4.16 a share. The fact that this lady is thinking that GameStop should be at $3, that's insanity because you're just buying more of the company. Like, what the F? So are you telling me that I could buy GameStop at $1 billion market cap? Did she say $3 a share? So $3 a share with the amount of share outstanding right now, even less than $1 billion? What? Less than $1 billion. You think that GameStop worth less than $1 billion when their gross profit is $1.3 billion? Now, if that's the case, let's look at the biggest company out there. Biggest company out there. Okay? Based on that valuation, okay, let's look at the gross profit for every company. How about Apple? Like the darling of the world, right? Gross profit. Gross profit is $166 billion. So you're telling me that Apple should be traded at 100 and whatever. Let's see, 100 billion. I don't even know how to do this math anymore because like it seems ridiculous to me. Like people really, is this how people act? So $100 billion, $169 billion in gross profit this last. I know, I understand. I'm only taking one number right here, but gross profit right here. So why is this evaluated so highly? Obviously, it's not just that. It's like every metric that you look into. You see what I mean? It's all of this. It's all of this. I know the profit margin is sexy for Apple right now. And that's what GameStop is trying to achieve. Okay, well, let's move on.
It's too much.
It's ridiculous.
I was in a GameStop a while back. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I go into GameStops from time to time because I do cover this stuff, and I don't want to be ignorant. I'm not going to say the last time I was in a GameStop was, 15 years ago. No, I go into GameStop from time to time. I'm usually the only one there.
Okay, but now they have online. You could buy stuff online. Okay? It's like, just because you don't see. Have you ever seen anybody going into Amazon shopping? Is there any Amazon, freaking shopper out there? Like, I've never seen anybody going to Amazon, but Amazon making money. What the? It's like, what is this lady talking about? Anyway.
Tell us why it's heavily overpriced. Why should the price be $2 or $3? Sure. I don't know if you're a GME person or what, but I will absolutely explain that. Because they are a failing, outdated business model. Their NFT marketplace has failed, as have all NFTs, and no one is interested in the game launcher that they're going to do. No one outside of the meme stock community is even aware that Player is a thing that's going to happen, and they're not interested in it.
How do you know that? It hasn't been coming out yet. And how is it that every time GameStop is trying something new, immediately people just write it off? Really? You judge a freaking flat platform that comes out as a failure without even considering what's going on in the crypto market and what's the industry is doing, what the big wig out there are doing right now? Like BlackRock is getting into it, Fidelity is getting into it. All of this big institution right now is setting up to do crypto as we speak right now. GameStop is ahead of the game by having a freaking platform already to capture all of that growth in the future. Yes, right now it's it's a little bit rocky. Why? Because of the regulator uncertainty or regulation and uncertainty. All they need is just regulation. That's it. What is the rule of the law for the NFT, for the crypto space, for whatever? If it's a security, they will make the product fit into that particular market. But right now it's on the shelf. Why? Because of the regulator. It has nothing to do with the GameStop, growth or whatever. Oh, it's a biggest failure because nobody is interested in it. Like, when iTunes comes along before that, nobody cares about having digital download of music, right? People were like, well, why would I want that when I have a CD, when I have a Walkman come along? It's like, what the heck? Like, you have no vision in the future. So this is why these type of people, kind of like, But anyway, maybe she's right. Maybe she's right about GameStop. Sure, why not?
They already got annoyed when a second big game launcher got announced. You think they want a third one? Anyway.
So yeah, every time GameStop is doing something, to try to capture more and more market cap, you shut them down. It's like, really? As if you're trying to like place obstacle there to try to... It's like having a baby, right? And try to prevent them from walking. And then tell everybody, oh, look, this baby is stupid because they don't know how to walk, But meanwhile, you just like put every single obstacle. Every time the baby take one step, you put a freaking wall on it. It's like, look at this baby. It's like, GameStop is unstoppable. So you don't even with those obstacles, they're gonna plow through it. This baby is strong. Okay.
So let's go into it. Let's watch some GME stuff. How's Morant's been? Morant's got his channel demonetized apparently, which is a shame for him. But either way.
Hey guys, so welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth.
Go to GameStop to buy Steam gift cards? Sure, you can usually get them at supermarkets though too. Like the stores I go to, the supermarkets I go to have gift card sections, and Steam cards are there, and Nintendo eShop cards, as well as Xbox Marketplace cards and PlayStation Marketplace cards. Again, I'm not saying no one ever goes into GameStop. I'm saying that their business model is not sustainable only off the back of selling gift cards and, used games, especially going forward as game consoles seem to be getting rid of physical media, which is sad. I agree with that. I don't even disagree. As you can see, I love movies and I love physical movies. I collect Blu-rays and DVDs and 4K Blu-rays. So I absolutely love physical media. But that doesn't really matter. That's not what the market is doing. People don't give a shit about physical media. Even I, who love physical movies, pretty much download all my games. Most game sales are already digital, and that trend isn't going to reverse unless the global internet is crippled for some reason.
They just, well, first of all, obviously that's a terrible point to have, right? Point of view to have. It's like they're pitching whole GameStop into this used game and Funko Pop type thing, right? Of course. But how about hardware? We're selling hardware too, right? We're actually increasing our catalog on hardware. So for those of you who are watching this handheld reload right here, let me kind of enlighten people a little bit here. There are a lot of things going on in GameStop right now that you don't understand. This is called e-commerce, okay? You could go to this website and shop there. You don't have to be physically in the store in order to buy stuff from GameStop. So the fact that you go to the store and nobody is there has nothing to do with the bottom line of the company. The revenue is there. Yes, we're going to address that. You're going to say whatever you have to say. But let's just dispel the notion that every time you go to GameStop, nobody's there. Well, how about malls? It's like, have you been living under the rock, lady? Everyone is struggling right now. Obviously, they're not going to want to go out and expend bullshit amount of gas in order to shop in the mall. The mall has been dying, business ever since, right? But that doesn't mean nobody shops at GameStop. They shop, you just don't realize that they're actually shopping there. Now, as far as the physical thing that people are saying, they're just selling a physical thing. Well, here we go. We just had our digital store. New experience. What now? What now? What else are you going to say about this company not doing? It's so frustrating, but anyway, let me cool off a little bit. PC gaming and all that stuff, right? You have all this choice, and let's listen to it a little bit. Now, I'm biased here, okay? Very biased, but let's listen in. Are you telling me that you don't want to play this game? Kid's gonna play this game. Okay, I'm gonna play this game. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't have Nintendo Switch, but people who are coming up, born into this world, is going to experience GameStop like no other. Now, again, it might take some time for people to kind of think of GameStop as a different light, but this is going to be through time. Time's gonna get this this company going, right? And so yeah, you could do all of these things, and even if you want your physical, your download, your digital download on your computer, you could have it here too. So there you go. And now what are you gonna say? Are you gonna say, oh, I could get that on Steam? I could get that out. But guess what? You could get discount right here, 10% off on all digital if you're a pro member. And what is a pro member? $25 a year. Okay? $25 a year, best value for your buck. You're telling me that GameStop does not create any value for you? Anyway, so that's the digital store. How about the stuff that they are selling? Again, they are selling a massive amount of stuff that you might not even care. Look at this. TV. Okay? Look at this. Get TV there. Okay? You could get anything there that has to do with gaming. Right? 200, whatever. Look, projector. If that's what you want to do. Right? Selective one, obviously. Hopefully they're going to care about, the quality. But you have new releases. You have top deals. The online experience is a lot better. Right? Of course, they're not going to go to the store. But if you want to go to the store, people who wants to go to the store will go to the store. People like me, I like to shop online. I'm going to shop online. So, you get the best of both worlds, and you're still stuck in the time loop here, saying the same thing that every other people are saying. Really.
Yeah, GameStop wants to make a launcher, and they want to have it have like Web3 NFT integration, I think, which doesn't really matter because the Epic Game Store already does that, and all the NFT games are already garbage no one likes, except...
So they're going to Web3, then it doesn't matter. Because other people are doing the same thing. What? What? Oh, because Epic is doing the same thing. So, can they coexist in the same space and compete? Can GameStop compete with Epic? And if GameStop is just do nothing and doesn't really, create any value to the company, why are they trying all these new things that you think it's not going to work? Like every single thing that they're trying, at least to create revenue, you shut them down. And if they don't create revenue, what are you gonna say? Well, let's continue.
For speculative NFT bros.
Financial advice. It's a midnight stock talk, but
What if the launcher never comes out? Should the price be $1? I don't think that's how it works. No, I don't know what it would be if it weren't for the meme stock people. Again, that would be determined by the market if it were more rational. But it doesn't matter. The player thing isn't going to be materially relevant to their bottom line, just like their NFT store.
I really don't want to talk about stock. I really want to talk about the difficulties of holding the stock and or of living.
It's really difficult to hold a stock, guys. He had to push a button, and then that's all he had to do. He just had to abstain from pushing more buttons to sell it.
With all of these obstacles.
Instead, he just bleeds value over time like a true diamond hands.
Around you. I have a friend of mine right now dealing with some obstacles.
How do the apes even find this stream? Some of them probably through Twitter. They fight with me on Twitter sometimes, and I post there.
I have my brother, of course, he's done with his saga. And then
GameStop has $1.2 billion in cash, which amounts to $4 per share. Where is this $2 to $3 coming from? Uber attendees, do you think that that's how stock price works? Do you think that the stock price is determined by liquid assets on hand divided by the number of shares? That's not how that works. Listen to me. As they continue to bleed money, because their business model is unsustainable, that's going to be chipped away at. They have a really long runway. But the thing is, if they want to become profitable with the cash on hand that they have, then they basically need to start an entirely new business. Like GameStop as a video game pawn shop and Funko Pop retailer.
No, they don't need to do a new business. They just have to make current business better, which they have been doing. Like what? And yes, they are doing that as well, which you said, oh, it's not going to matter because Epic Gaming is going to do that for them. What? It's like you're contradicting yourself here. On the other hand, whenever they try something new like NFT, you shut them down because it's a massive failure without knowing what's going on in the macro sense that and the entire crypto industry is being attacked by the SEC, in which they never care about a retail investor anyway. So the fact that you don't even know that stuff that's going on, the regulatory capture that we're about to, that doesn't matter, right? Because GameStop is just shitty company to own. Right.
Is not a sustainable business model. So if they want to become sustainable, they basically have to become an entirely different company. And starting a game launcher in a partnership with someone else, it's not even like it's proprietary, I don't think. I believe it's in partnership with another company. It's not going to do it. They need to become an entirely different business. And if they do, great. I'm happy for employees who work there, if so. But so far, all we've seen is Ryan Cohen come in and try unsuccessfully to start an NFT marketplace. And now he's just cutting. Now that he's become the CEO, he's cutting hours, he's cutting benefits to employees, he's making everything worse. He has no talent, he has no idea what he's doing, he got lucky with Chewy, and now he thinks he's magic and can just make companies make money. And you all believe him because you're obsessed with this myth that becoming rich means you're smart.
I think you're wrong about that. No, I'm not subscribed to the belief that you're rich, therefore you're smart. I think you're just so, negative about GameStop that you are actually anyone associated with GameStop. And it's kind of curious to me too, that she doesn't really attack the people that was before Ryan Cohen got in, right? None, not a blip on the radar there. As if Ryan Cohen just got in for decades already and he just failed at this, right? Keep in mind, for people who just find this stream and you're the follower of Hannah over here, Ryan Cohen just got in here 3 years ago, okay? 3 years ago. You gave the guy 3 years to turn around this massive company? And guess what? He's doing a phenomenal job. At least he's trying, right? At least he's trying. But guess what? Of all of that time, okay? Of all of that time. Now, before she's talking about cash flow, let me show you this cash flow real quick. Because again, this is important for people to realize. Yes, we have not been profitable. I get it. We are. We are about to. I'm not saying, anything. Next quarter is going to be something to hold, right? But free cash flow, we have been free cash flow for the last 3 trailing 12 months, okay? Last 3 trailing 12 months. That is a lot. Free cash flow, look at this. Positive. $250 million. Free cash flow for 2 consecutive trailing 12 months. And you're telling me that he's a failure? Okay. What are you talking about? Annually, Ryan Cohen got in here at the end of this year, right here, 2020. November 2020. Literally, this is before the price rocket up. That around that time, GameStop was around $3 to $5 a share. He bought 10% of that company. The rest is history. Right now, they're attacking him because why? He got into a stock and tried to turn this around to be a better company, to be a better operator, to be a better, whatever. He influenced people influence the board of director at least, to be more effective, to not burning cash, to whatever, right? And of course, immediately when he got in, operated cash flow, they immediately, I bet you anything, they probably was paying off debt, doing everything the right thing as quickly as possible in order to be a better hold on. Yes, so this is annually, obviously. So the first year, immediately he was able to increase the cash position for the company right there from $500 million to $1.2 million in cash on hand. No marketable security yet, but they were investing in NFT marketplace, to try to make it better, right? ushering the new digital space and all that stuff. And yeah, they've been innovating ever since to try to make this company as profitable as possible. You know, even then, before that, look, Ryan Cohen got in at the end of this year. The year after, you've got book value of $5.52. Book value. Okay, now it's been down since, right? A little bit down the next year. Hopefully it's a little bit more. We'll see. This fiscal year hasn't ended yet, so we don't know yet. But if you look at the trailing 12 months, you would see that right here. See? So $6 here, right there, $6. Now it's trailing down. That's fine. But again, you still have $4.16 right here. It's book value. Now, if you do book value for Apple, what is the book value for Apple? Okay. 40. So the market cap is 46 times its book value. So are you telling me that this price should be, so Apple, based on your valuation, should be less divided by 40. Yeah, should be traded at $4 at this price right here, at this valuation. Because it's book value, no? Right? If you look at the financial trailing 12 months, book value, $3 actually. So you're telling me that Apple should be traded at $4, or even less than $4, because you think that GameStop should be traded at $3 when their book value is $4?
Anyway, Dr. Gamble says, please no more launchers. I hate splitting my physical library across launchers, or rather, my library across launchers. Bakagam, thank you for gifting a sub to Uber Tendies. And Dr. Gamble says, Epic got away with it because they got lots of money and were able to make exclusivities with popular titles. Yep.
Anyone else out there that over the last couple of weeks it's been really rough? You know, I remember
GameStop could do the same thing, right? They just need to find a popular title, right? How can they do that when they just launch it? It's like, what the heck? Epic, how long has Epic been around?
Revenue stream, probably used games and consoles, which is my entire point, is that market's dying? That market is dying.
They're not just selling used game, lady. We all know that. We all know that, right? Hopefully you do, right? They just launched a digital store now? No? These people.
2 weeks ago, I was getting death threats. They're going to kill me, kill my family, whatever it may be. And I know everyone else is dealing with something. And you ask yourself, like, how steadfast can you be? Like, how are you actually going to...
They have positive 12-month cash flow. Can I see that? I know the last quarter, I thought they made like a $23 million profit or something like that.
40 something, I don't even know. So let's look at it. Yes, they do have a positive trailing 12 months. She mentioned that. I mentioned it already. Let's show it again, just in case you forgot. Look at this. Boom. Free cash flow. Boom. 3 consecutive trailing 12 months. Okay. If you want to look at the quarter, look at this cash burn right here. Now, on the fourth quarter, they were earning on the positive. Okay. Now, first quarter, they lost this much. But if you look at the last quarter right here, that's $100 million swing right there. $100 million swing. They're not going to be able to, moving forward, this trailing 12 month, it's going to be massive. Now, hopefully, it's going to be less than this money, less than this number. It's going to be flat or even a little bit more. Hopefully 40 million. That's what I'm hoping. But I bet you anything they're going to use that 40 million in order to buy treasury bond, to create more interest, right, to kind of cover any expenses through the interest that they have because of the cash that they have. So they might not even pose positive. They're gonna keep kind of incrementally losing money in order to not report on taxes. So this is how you beat the game, right? Is to create a positive net cash flow and just stash it away in the treasury market in order to make the yield. Just in case you don't know what's happening in the world right now, yield is going up, okay? Equity company is going under as we speak. Not GameStop, I'm talking about like the rest of the world is struggling. Everybody is struggling. So yes, even with the struggle that GameStop, the same economy that GameStop is operating under, they're still doing flat revenue. Everything is flat. It's just that they need to kind of ramp it up a little bit more, right? Which they have been doing. I mean, come on, look at this. If you look at this swing right here, that's $30 million in profit more because they've been cutting costs. What's wrong with cutting costs? What's wrong with cutting unprofitable store in order to operate more efficiently? What's wrong with that? Why would you want to waste money on more numbers of stores when you could just make the same amount of money with half of the store? What the F is wrong? It's like, I know, like this culture, people think about waste. Like they want company to waste your money. They want leadership, the CEO out there to waste your money. Oh, then it's like, oh, look at this. They're spending on this. Oh, they're spending on this. Like bullshit. You don't need to spend it. It's like, it's not how much you make. It's how much you get to keep at the end of the year, lady. Goodness.
That. But most quarters, they haven't historically. If they've cut to the point now where they're making a small profit, that's awesome. They could, I guess, sustain that for a while. As the market continues to decline, that revenue is going to shrink back into the negative. But regardless, the share price is still too high for a company that's only making like under $100 million a year. Like companies are supposed to be profitable. Do you get that?
Yeah, they're working on it. They will be profitable, and you will see.
That, like at a higher level, there's no justifying this valuation. Like this is post-split too. So this is like equivalent to $50 a share pre-split. It's absurd. The main revenue stream, more than 60%, comes from hardware sales. That's not good for them either. Is it used hardware or new hardware?
See? That's like the point of ignorance that people don't really understand. Okay. Yes, both. Both. What's wrong with used hardware? What's wrong with new hardware? They're expanding their catalog, meaning that more and more people will be shopping at the freaking store or at online. Isn't that the point of doing business?
Because that's not good either, because I don't think you can sustain that considering people buy things from the internet most of the time now. Consoles aren't the kind of thing you need to go pick up physically.
Yeah, and they have a freaking store online right here that you could order and go to pick up close to the whatever. If you have a store close by and they have items available there, you know what? You could get it the same day. Huh? What's wrong with that? People shop at the store, but then when you go to GameStop store, nobody's around. But people could shop online. Like this lady.
Cohen is a corporate Grim Reaper.
Just hang on to what your beliefs are. And there's a story out there, the book.
If it's new hardware, they're fucked even worse. That's not good. So they have to sustain themselves off of new hardware, which is going to spike every 4 to 8 years depending on console cycles, and even then it's going to be dependent on if people want to buy them there versus on Amazon or at literally any other store like Walmart or big box store that sells electronics.
Yeah, but GameStop is just have a better deal, right? I mean, can they? Can they do that? Can they compete with the big box store out there? Can they at least try? No?
Thanks. Logard says, praise Cthulhu, I caught a Hannah stream at the beginning.
Of Job, I referred to it, but I only say this because I want to remind people.
Did I say the internet is killing all retail? Because it kind of feels like you're putting words in my mouth. No, it's killing category killers in a lot of cases. GameStop being a good example, Bed Bath & Beyond being another.
what it can mean for you. You know, the theory is that even though in this book, in this statement, what was said is, and it's a very common phrase that people say,
Procticom, thanks for gifting us up.
but they don't know where it really comes from. They say, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. And that's just referring as fast as you get something, you can be taken away. And you should be thankful for what you have around you. But by giving you so much and taking so much from you, it's all about your reaction to the loss, right? So to give you an example, Joe.
Pretty sure he's depressed about the fact that the stock price is down a lot.
No, that's not what he's... Okay, so let's say if the stock price coming down and the company is doing better, that's the best opportunity right there. You know, why would be depressed? Like, it's depressing that people like you coming out and saying all these things that is untrue about the company, by and large. But anyway, let's continue.
In the Bible.
I guess I would ask GME holders in the chat, why do you think the price has gone down since the squeeze? Since 2021, at its peak, why do you think the price has slowly but surely continued to go down over time? What is the...
Because there's no volume in the stock and it's being manipulated downward? No? Or what do you think? Like people are selling? You think that people are selling this?
primary reason?
Had children.
GameStop sells more than 5 billion. You say they're done because of e-commerce, but nobody loves Amazon either. No one loves it.
By the way, you thought... Okay. I was going to address this. So you are saying that the price coming down because people are selling, right? Or people are not interested at the very least. Why is the price coming down? Do you think that because people are selling, right? But at the same time, you're telling me that the reason why it's elevated is because people are holding this stock. That's the only reason why GameStop is trading at $12 right now. Now, you know, on this live stream, it was 2 days ago. Therefore, it was a little bit higher. Right now, it's $12.54. So you're telling me that the reason why it's high right now because people are holding, but the reason why it's coming down is because people are selling. So it makes no sense. Either people are holding this company or people are selling this company. I know what my opinion is, but I want you to go and look at it for yourself. Right now, every single day, there's no volume in this stock. And for traders out there, people who are trading the stock, people who know anything about the stock market, anytime there's no volume, it just means that people are not selling. Okay?
Loves any company, and if you do, you're a psycho. You shouldn't love any company. It's a goddamn corporate entity that exists to sell you shit. But people fucking hate GameStop. You're acting as though people love GameStop. Outside of like the bubble of meme stock investors, GameStop has a terrible reputation, both amongst its employees and people who shop there. GameStop does not have some sort of quality of being a customer darling that everyone loves, and you can talk as much as you want about Ryan Cohen wants customers to be delighted, all that bullshit. It's corporate pap. It means nothing. The shopping experience is not a positive one. All you want to do is get in, get out, not be sold a bunch of shit, and have the place run properly, and it's not.
Well, I don't know how long this person has been around, right? Has been shopping at GameStop. Now, to me, you know, I've never gone to the store. I should, and kind of walk around and kind of do some round for myself. Because again, I can't speak for the in-store experience here, okay? But every single store that I go to, even Best Buy, they try to sell you crap too. So that's why I hate shopping at the store. I like shopping online, and this is why the shift happens, right? But that's neither here nor there. You're telling people about GameStop 10 years ago, okay? 10, 15, 16, whatever, right? Yes, they have bad reputation because they have private equity coming in, making articles, bashing it in order to short sell it. I mean, it's well known, no? Like they say, oh, GameStop's gonna die and all that stuff, and they do that for a reason. The reason why GameStop has that bad reputation, people, even employee hates them, it was because of private equity. People did not want to work for that. Private equity would do bullshit the things that you're doing. And Ryan Cohen came in and cleaned that up in 3 years. Again, 3 years. Crazy.
It is not a positive experience. It's easier to order things online. And even if you don't, why GameStop? Why not any other store that sells game consoles?
Because GameStop is awesome. Why not online? Well, people shop at GameStop online. Here. Therefore, remember when you said that people don't go to the store? That every time you go into GameStop store, 0 people around? Well, people are buying online. Why do you think there's revenue here staying flat for trailing 12 months around $6 billion? Where do you think people are going if they're not shopping at the store? And where do they make this type of money, keeping it flat, if nobody goes to the store? They made it up online. Hence, look. Really? Have you lived under the rock?
There's a decent number of them. HBeard says, I don't know. I think Microsoft is totally affable.
And yet, I believe it was 10 children. 7 boys, 3 girls. I don't really remember the numbers, but I haven't read this in forever, and I haven't been told this in forever. So my point is this. All these children died. And it was something that he had to deal with.
What the we're talking about a video game pawn shop. Why are we talking about this?
Mentally. And
But this lady.
I'm sorry, is he comparing the price of GameStop going down to someone losing their children?
your fate, it'll mess with your belief system. But the
That's a cheap shot.
whole time, he stayed true to who he was and what he believed in. And he never faulted anyone.
That makes
he
me
never cast blame on
uncomfortable.
anyone. So that just means a lot. It means a lot to stay within that conviction of what your belief system is. And I use those today. The parallels are the same for anything I go through.
I would not personally use someone else's terrible tragedy of losing their children in order to motivate me in my life, but maybe that's just me.
Right now, I would tell you I haven't had the perfect life. We've all had a crazy run at some point.
Are we going to the moon today? Yes, we are going to the moon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't get to set foot. We got
This lady. Morant's never advocate for the moon, by the way. We just think that the price will go up substantially from here. We think that GameStop is undervalued.
gotta be in the rover. Like, what's his face?
Sometimes,
Michael Collins.
you get
Say his name. His name was Michael Collins. His name was Michael Collins.
a really rough spot and you don't know how you're going to make it out. But if you believe in something and you believe that you'll overcome it, you will. You will. And it's more than just belief, right? It's getting out there and doing what it takes to up.
Do you understand the difference? Are we going to have to go over the difference between revenue and profit again? I did this with the Bed Bath & Beyond people, and you know how that turned out. You could have $10 quadrillion in revenue. Doesn't matter if you're not profitable. You can create a giant unprofitable monstrosity that has a huge cash flow. It doesn't matter if it's not profitable, or at least not largely profitable.
If you could create that, you understand Amazon has been in the past, not right now, but before Amazon become Amazon, notoriously was losing money on purpose, okay, in order to create that heavy cash flow for the monster that it is today. Decade, maybe over 10 years. Go look it up.
Big monstrosities like that, they're hard to turn. It's like a big ship. The bigger a company is, the harder it is to change direction. So I think smartly, one of the only things that...
Okay, so if that's the case, if you believe that, why do you only give Ryan Cohen 3 years to turn around this company? And you already write him off as a failure? As like a do-nothing? Or as a lucky person on Chewy? That he have built out of his own hand with another co-founder? Seriously? So you're telling him to be lucky, but then you understand that it takes a long time for this type of company to move because it's big, right?
That Ryan Cohen is doing that I think is smart is downsizing the company. They've retracted from a lot of their international partnerships and international locations. That's pretty much what they have to do right now just to survive.
Okay, well, there you go. We'll take it. At least something he's doing right? At least something. We'll appreciate that so much. I appreciate that whole point.
They're going to continue to probably burn through the cash on hand. Maybe they'll make an acquisition. I can't imagine what they'll do and what the acquisition would be to be a smart one. to continue the company. But as of right now, it seems like the only strategy moving forward is to just cut expenses. Just cut wherever you can, with no regard for how it's going to impact the day-to-day of the business, the customer service, the employees' well-being, and morale.
That is so not true. That is so not true. They don't just cut and cut and cut without any consideration of the employee well-being. That's BS. Such a BS point of view, and you know it.
So he's just going to cut and cut and cut, and the company's going to get worse and worse and worse.
And why do you want this company to be worse? Why is that such a, gleeful thing to to think about? You hate GameStop that much?
You're all the while going to be bewildered why the price is going down.
Hold your end of the bargain.
So if they cut to the point where they're profitable, how are they going to go worst? It's like, what the hell is wrong with these people? So, okay, you're telling me that if they are cutting to the point where, why you keep saying that they're continue to cut? At some point, they're going to stop cutting, and now you become more profitable. Whether it is $400 million a year, whether it's $200 million a year, or even $100 million a year, company is highly profitable. Why would they continue to cut more then? Right? Like, what are you, like, are you trying to say that Ryan Cohen's gonna cut the store down to, I don't know, 2 stores for the whole country? And then eventually no store, and then just take away this website too? It's like, you makes no logical sense whatsoever. But even then, even if they were to cut every single thing right here, let's look at the cash flow real quick, right? Everything, right? Meaning the cash, net cash position. Hold on. The balance sheets right here. This is trailing 12 months, okay? So even if they were to sell everything, total cash minus total debts, GameStop would still have $500 million, more than $500 million to do whatever. Yes. So more than $500 million. So if you do that math right here, that's amount to how many dollars per share. So if you do that math right there, $500 million right there in cash, in net cash position, divided by the amount of shares outstanding. That's $1.83. So a total net cash alone would amount to this much share. Guess what Apple net cash is? $51 billion. But wait. $51 billion. Apple doesn't have any. Oh, I was going to do goodwill. This is a good thing. That Apple does not have goodwill. But look at this. This is, yes, $51 billion in net cash. So if you do the same thing, $51 billion in net cash. Okay, 51 billion net cash divided by the number of shares, the same thing as GameStop that I just did. What is the amount of shares right now outstanding? 15 billion shares. So divided by 15 billion by 5, 15 billion, okay? Then Apple should be traded at around $3 right now. $3.2. Okay, so if you evaluate company that way, straight up, like, okay, GameStop should be traded at $2 or $3. Yeah. Then then Apple should be traded at around $4. Okay, so
I would tell you guys, for those of you that are dealing with difficult situations, the ones who reach out to me in DMs, tell me what's going down, I'll just tell you, be extremely steadfast in your.
I'm pretty disgusted, honestly, that he felt the need to compare a lowered stock price to dead children, so that's not great. Not super great.
That's not what he's doing, this lady.
Hey guys, good evening. So I'm at the drive-thru right now, but I got this idea to talk to you guys about like Ryan Cohen, GameStop, and the way the leadership is navigating right now. I read the tweet
Poorly?
by Larry Cheng. If you guys didn't read it, he said, you have to do all these steps to become profitable and to grow. And it's basically everything. He outlined basically everything GameStop's doing. It was phenomenal. It really was. But the different aspect that I want people to remember and understand is this. These guys are young. These guys are 30-something, right? Well, Ryan is, at least. And even myself, like I'm 40, and I'll just give you the example. I was 38 when I started YouTube. And I've always known it's something I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to go about it and how I wanted to start it. I wanted to get the channel going and some information out, whatever I was going to choose to talk about, right? But
oh my goodness. Okay, Dragon Ape says exactly, it doesn't matter if it's not profitable. Wall Street's been investing for a decade in businesses that are not profitable, like Tesla and etc. I feel like in a list like that, this isn't a criticism, I'm not trying to ad hom, this is a constructive feedback. Usually you would want to say like Tesla and blank, etc. You wouldn't say Tesla and etc. You'd say Tesla, etc. or Tesla and something, etc. Also, I also think Tesla is incredibly overvalued and have for years and years and years. You can go back to my first streams and see me making fun of Tesla. Like literally one of my first streams ever was just shitting on Tesla and Elon Musk.
It was overvalued now. Now it's overvalued, but back then it was not. That's the whole point, lady. Like, the reason why, like, they're comparing back then to now. Okay, and I think you're conflating the two. We're not saying that Tesla at this valuation is a buy. We're saying that Tesla back then, it was not profitable back then, but people were believing in the future Tesla, which is now. And you're talking about Tesla now being overvalued. So there's two totally different time frame here that you're trying to conflate the two, and it's not successful right now.
So, weird thing to bring up. My focus on profitability doesn't remove the fact that a company does billions in revenue. Again, irrelevant if they're not profitable. If everyone hates GameStop, why they would do zero in revenue and be closed by now? That's not really how businesses work. Like, once you're the size of something like GameStop, when you have a lot of locations, people are going to come in. Like,
I know, but you act like nobody's shopping there. That's the whole reason why you said that nobody, when you're going to the shop, nobody's around. Therefore, GameStop is terrible. What?
I'm not saying that they are impossible to make money currently. You could continue to scale back and scale back and scale back and make it run very austere, let's say. You could theoretically at least break even, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about.
But do you think they're going to stay breaking even?
Can theoretically break even. We started talking about the price of the stock. The price of this stock right now is on the level of a company that's making like hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
Which they do, cash flow wise. Like, what the hell? $500 million. How about that? Cash flow. Free cash flow.
Regularly, at least, if not more, billions. But it's not. It's based entirely off the fact that you guys just buy it and hold it.
Wait, I thought the price comes down because nobody wants to hold this stock. What's going on? Now it's because the reason why it's overinflated because you guys are holding it. Like, what?
It's like an artificial price. And that's weird to even say because the market, any legal move in the game, nothing's really artificial in that sense. But it's not worth what it is right now in terms of the actual fundamentals of the company. It's inflated because of the sentiment that you guys pass around amongst each other and hold on to the stock.
See, like, that makes no sense because, again, price comes down because people don't want to hold it, but yet price goes propped up because people wants to hold it. What? Because of you guys. Like, again, for people who doesn't know about the stock market, right? When the volume is down, if you go look at volume being traded every single day, currently, it's less than 1% of the whole float. The whole float of the GameStop right here, if you want to look at it, right there. Whole float of GameStop is 300 million shares. Okay, the whole float. That's including the inside trading, inside ownership and all that stuff, right? Look at this. Every single day, it's 3 million shares being traded. So 1%. So if people are being scared to hold this stock, it's only 1% of the people who are actually buying and selling this stock. 1%. 1. Okay. So 99% of people are holding this stock and even buy more at this price. And this is why there's a lot of article, even your live stream, coming out of the woodwork for some reason. GameStop is about to post Q3 earnings report in about a month or so. And it's kind of curious, right, that these type of video just pop up out of nowhere. So right now I am at 55 minutes. So I'm going to post this one right now because I don't know how long I could kind of record this video. So I'm going to do part 2 coming up. So I'll be right back.